Hello everyone, it's been a while. I think my last video was January. Um, but today I'd like to introduce you to a game that I made myself. This game is called Calamity. And you may figure out why if you play the game and look into the lore a little bit. Um, and I made this game from a game engine that I made my senior year for school. Um, and it's an RPG, so you can do the typical RPG things, such as talking to NPCs and killing enemies and doing quests and stuff. Um, it's not the most extensive RPG. It's no Skyrim, but it's about the quality of RPGs from maybe the early 90s. Um, and, Skyrim also had, like, hundreds of people working on it, where I made this, by myself. Um, so, I have been testing it for a while, and, I think it's time to, have some other people test it, so if you, find any bugs, just leave it in the comments. Leave them, like, give me a report. Don't just say there's a problem, because, I mean, you can say that. Just, try to be a little more, descriptive with the problems you find. And I'd also appreciate it if you left suggestions, like, for new features you want to see, or, I don't know, I don't know, I'm not an artist, so the textures may not be the best, or if you wanna submit a new texture, I might actually use it, if it's, better, or even if it's, I don't know, if it improves on the old textures for some reason. Um, and, oh, I'm also not a musician, so, if this game doesn't even have any music, so, if you want to see music in the game, then, and you're okay with me using your own music, then submit a song, and I might add it to the game, or don't. Oh, it's nighttime. Um, and, yeah, if you do that, you might have your song added to the game. I guess I'll show you a little bit of gameplay. I don't want to spoil too much because, it is a game. I'll just try to find, like, one enemy and show you the game, show you the controls and stuff. So, it's nighttime, so I can not see very much, but, W, A, S, and D are move, typical for a game, and shift is walk, so you notice I'm going, half speed now, but this is normal speed, half speed, normal speed, half speed. Um, Here, while I'm waiting to find enemies, I'll tell you a bit about the specs. It doesn't use your graphics card, so if you have a graphics card, like a new GTX 1080, it really won't affect the performance of the game that much. I don't think it will do it at all, really. Um, this game is mostly reliant on how much RAM you have. And so I will include a tutorial, I'll link it in the description, that allows you to allot more RAM to Java. And speaking of that, yes, this is made with Java, not C++. So it is cross-platform. You can play it on both PC and Mac. Probably should have mentioned that at the beginning, but whatever. Um, so yeah, it seems to run with about the same performance on both my laptop and my actual, like, heavy-duty PC. Um, so that's nice. Man, I am not finding any enemies. I swear, this is. Usually you find enemies way faster than this. I think I'm just getting very unlucky because all this terrain is completely randomly generated. Um, Unless you see like dungeons or a city or something, all this terrain is very random. But you definitely should see something. Like for every one of these bushes, you should see. Well, for every one enemy you see, you should see about 125 trees and bushes. But that's kind of technical there. I don't want to get into that. Um, the specifics of how the game works. Um, so yeah, I guess I'll come back when I find an enemy. Oh, there we go. There we go. A ghost. Oh, and it's nighttime. How appropriate. So this is how combat works. So you left-click enemies, and that attacks them. You have to be left-clicking away from an enemy doesn't do anything because I mean, you're not gonna attack nothing, right? So if you get close to an enemy and spam left-click, it does like nothing. So they'll just kill you. And because that's not how you use a real sword, you need to actually have some technique when attacking things in real life. So the way you can do that is by moving forward, attacking, and backing up. I'm going to stay time now. So you move forward, attack, and back up. And the ghost, well, it disappeared because ghosts don't leave remains. And that's a dungeon. I'm not going to go there because I don't want to spoil anything. But I think that covers just about everything. Oh yes, and right click. Right click is another control. That's like interact with NPCs or I don't know, fountains you might find. Or I think it has a few more functions like doing this. You can spin and hold right click to keep spinning at that same speed. I think you can do that with left click too, yeah. But that's not, I mean, it's not that interesting of a feature. So I think that's about it. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't have any, like, main quests, like, a main quest line, but, um, there are lots of little quests, and in general, you should be able to find stuff to do. There are, lots of things that are available, and, you probably won't be able to do everything in one life because health is limited and it does not regenerate unless you complete a quest that regenerates your health. But I think that's all I'm going to tell you about the specifics of the game. So that's all I really have to say. So the download link will be in the description, uh, as well as a link to the latest version of Java because you need Java to play this. Um, so, yeah. Thanks for watching, and please enjoy the game.